Okay, I'm David Doherty. I'm here on the IV Mobility stand at Eyeforpharma event in Barcelona. I'm here with Rajiv, he's CEO here.
Hi, David.
And he's going to give me a quick demo, really, what.
Sure. So, David, what IV Mobility does is we are a pure play mobility company that mobilizes life sciences for medical representatives and first line sales managers from a Salesforce effectiveness standpoint. So they could use a solution on any device for any market worldwide. So for example, you could run the iPad in developed markets such as Western Europe or North America. You could run it like GSK does on a low-end Nokia $80 mobile phone versus an $800 iPad in markets like Africa, Vietnam, Philippines. You could use it on a smartphone, which is $180 in the LATAM markets. And the mobile Salesforce effectiveness, which is the Smart Rep solution, would synchronize into Cegedim, would synchronize into Siebel, would synchronize into Salesforce.com. So the front end can be completely mobilized and we become a one single mobility Salesforce effectiveness partner worldwide, providing mobile solutions on the right device.
Okay.
That's what we do.
I'm seeing a lot of your customers, and they're from, somewhere outside the pharma industry as well. Is that
Yes.
is that a key thing to being able to do this with this multiple device platform?
Yeah, so David, the way we look at it is we always say mobility first and life sciences later. And the fundamental reason for saying that is when you're going to deploy an instance of a Salesforce effectiveness solution disparately on various devices, it is virtually not possible to manage all these devices, not in the first month, the third month, or the sixth month, but after 10 months when the implementation teams have been dismantled, it's very difficult to sustain solutions live in the market beyond a certain point of time. And that is where an IV mobility comes in. We play the self-sustainability role. We play the self-healing role where a medical rep in some corner of the world using some device loaded with a solution, how does he get it right all the time? The brands are there, the products are there, the campaigns are there, everything is there, right? So his transactions are going to the back end, and if it is not going, what happens? How do you fix that? Because you're not going to have IT resources.
Okay.
And that's where CIOs need to look at mobility very differently, in the sense they have to say, how do I get mobility right all the time? And then talk about Salesforce effectiveness.
Okay, so your most effective solution, it runs on this iPad. It's a GSK product, is it?
Yeah, so GSK, Novartis.
What's the biggest deployment then in terms of one company with devices using this
I think
software?
GSK would be the largest, around 3,500, 4,000 users.
Okay, and can you give us a demo of what
Yeah.
it looks like?
So this is the life sciences solution. So you can do, so this is a medical rep who has logged in. You can do the monthly plan. So you can do the call reporting. So contact calls, account calls, time off territory. Okay. You can do management of the solution, like data management. So I want to add doctors, edit doctors. I want to run reporting analytics out here. So let me start off with base call reporting. Okay. I do a contact call. I change the date. I pick up a date. I say, okay. There is no tour plan loaded. So I say, okay, and all the bricks load up.
Nice.
So I go to Bloomsbury. I say I'm going to meet Dr. Kenneth. The map loads up. I could take a driving direction for there. I say, I want to get the information of a doctor. What are the last 3 calls?
All right. It's brand objections and it's, next call objectives.
Everything.
I get.
And
so this doctor's not going to be annoyed by this guy.
Yeah, but this is a medical rep who actually would view this data outside the cabin before actually making the meeting.
In the waiting room.
Yeah, so he actually makes now an informed call. He knows what he discussed the last 3 times. He has 100, 200 doctors. So he does that. Then he goes and says, I say, okay. So all of the products would load up. What brands were discussed with the doctor? Did the doctor have an objection to the brand, if any? What are the call objectives?
Wow.
Okay, how many samples were given? And the most important of them, even before a reporting is done, you can integrate this with e-detailing, which you can download from the backend CRM.
Wow. Nice.
Right? And
so you've also integrated FaceTime here as well?
Yes, we have integrated FaceTime. You can actually do a call expert. So the doctor asks you a question and you do not know the answer
Wow.
as a medical rep. You would call the medical expert of the company,
And he's on the background.
and this would dial out the other
Yeah.
device for the medical rep, and
seeing
they
it.
could make a call, and that's how it
Okay.
would be done.
All right. So, I mean, what does this mean for doctors?
So this actually means that an entire conversation gets over when you meet with a doctor. You actually present a case. This is more effective. You're actually displaying the contents. What are the any detailing or etc. You're prepared when you meet the doctor because you've met the doctor history. This could be a far more effective call rather than just walk into a doctor's cabin and then figure out what to do, what to communicate with him, because you do not have the past history. And the interesting thing about it is also that companies are using this in fast-growing emerging markets. This is an $80 mobile phone on which you could pretty much run the same solution. So
This is my favorite bit.
this is the mobile CRM on a 1 MB $80 mobile device versus an $800 iPhone. So you could do, let's start reporting out here for a particular day. You can do it as per a tour plan. You could deviate. You could go to any of these bricks with the number of doctors loaded.
Yeah.
You could do a field working or any other CRM activity. You do a regular visit. I'm doing a joint working. You have doctors. So let's meet some doctors. And you start reporting. You say, next, I discussed this brand, I discussed this brand. So you're pretty much doing what you did in the iPad, minus the e-detailing or a digital signature kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And you're doing it in markets where there are 30% attrition of field forces, 40%.
Yeah.
In Africa, in Asia, in LATAM. So I gave this sample, 12 quantities to a doctor. I also gave this sample.
This is a market that couldn't afford to do this paper-based.
Absolutely. And now what happens
This wouldn't happen otherwise.
This wouldn't happen.
We didn't have mobile.
Absolutely. So what would happen now is you still have an integrated CRM, whatever you call it, Siebel, Salesforce, whatever. And you have solutions running on these devices, on smartphones, which are $180. So it's a right device for the right market and the right solution running on these devices. That's the entire value proposition.
Thank you very much for your talk,
Thanks,
Rajiv,
David.
for explaining that.
Thank you.